So finding yourselves in a comfortable seated position, finding your asana or your seat, taking some deeper breaths in through the nose and maybe sighing it out through the mouth, relaxing your palms face up on your knees or your thighs. Relax everything in your body, and then imagining there's a cord pulling you up through the crown of the head, rolling your shoulders a few times here as you breathe in, and finding stillness on your exhale. Maybe gently closing your eyes for our pranayama, and just using this time to center ourselves into our bodies, into our practice with our breath. So take some calming breaths here for yourself, relaxing your face. Maybe engaging with that ujjayi breath, which is that hot yogic breath, like fogging a mirror, but while keeping your mouth closed and allowing that breath to massage the back of the nose and the throat, kind of in tuning with your nervous system, with the feels of your body, with your emotion, and with your mind. Really focusing in on that breath and allowing your body to soften with that breath. We're going to take a few controls of that breath with a counted pranayama. So on your next exhale, let all the air out and hold your breath at the bottom. We're going to inhale for a count of 8, and then we'll hold our breath at the top, and then continue with that cyclic breathing. So pausing at the bottom of your next exhale, inhale with me for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and pause. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Take your own inhale now, counting, deeply breathing in, feeling the chest expand, pausing at the top, and counting out 8 all the way back to the bottom, pausing there. We'll just take a couple more cycles.
Shocked me like electric, baby girl. Turn me on with your electric feel. Silly girl. Shocked me like an electric eel. Baby girl, turn me on.
On the bottom of your next exhale, just let go of the count, returning back to your natural breathing. Continuing with that ujjayi breath, that hot, warming breath in the back of the throat. Focusing in on that breath and body connection. And bringing your hands to your heart center, setting the intention for your practice, whether that's mobility, stretching, lengthening, unlocking your body, and maybe how that then translates from this mat and into your life. And release your hands back to your thighs, gently opening your eyes, soften your gaze. It's one of my favorite little tunes. It's a Peruvian folk tune on the charanga. It's a beautiful instrument. So enjoy the tinkly sounds as we start to move and stretch, maybe rounding your shoulders, reversing them, feeling like you're trying to massage open through your neck, through your spine. Taking a deep breath, feeling your chest expand. Maybe sighing it out through your mouth. Just relaxing the body, preparing for our practice. Inhale, reach up to the sky, breathe in, look up. Bring it over to the right, stretch through one side of the body. Maybe your elbow comes down. Maybe you just push back through that right hand to really open the chest up as you lean down into the right. Keep that sit bone pushing down into the mat and lengthen. Inhale, reach back up. Lengthen. Maybe even move the fingers like you're trying to really, I don't know, I feel like I want to tingly open everything all the way through my fingers. And on your exhale, take it over to the other side, opening the chest, pushing back through the hand and lengthening the arm. Looking up to the ceiling if that feels good. On your inhale, reach back up. Keep your hips grounded, keep your sit bones on the mat as you fold forward, relaxing the torso heavy over the thighs. Maybe your head just kind of hangs, or you can reach towards the ground gently. On your inhale, come up halfway. Exhale over to the right thigh and fold. Gentle twist through the lower back. As you inhale, feel your back expand as your lungs are filling with air. Notice those movements in your body. Breathing into it, trying to create that somatic understanding, the way the movement feels and where it's being activated, somatic movement. Inhale back to center, halfway lift. Exhale to the other side. On your next inhale, come back to center and lift all the way back up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, side out through the mouth. Bring your hands back down by your sides. Nice. Bigger movements in the shoulder. Bring your hands to your shoulders and rotate now from the elbows. This allows a little bit more length through the muscles, a little bit more backward spin. Really stretch through everything, opening the body. Nice. Change direction. Good. Nice and slow. Feeling those shoulders. And then bring your hands together, clasping your fingers, and just rotate through the wrists. So our plan today is to warm up. I know some of us have been off for about 2 weeks. So we're going to be working on Surya A and Surya B, our sun salutations, and just bring ourselves back into that sequence. And then we get slippery, okay? So when you're ready, find yourself in downward facing dog before we begin. Take yourself slowly there, index fingers pointing to the top of the mat. And again, remember that external rotation. So opening jars with your hands, but they're stuck on the floor or they're stuck on the mat. And that allows your shoulders to roll back and down into the joint. So you really want to get that position, just refreshing your memory there. When you're ready, lift the hips and stepping back into Adho Mukha Svanasana or downward facing dog. Keeping the knees soft, in my translation that means slightly bent, to give you access to create a long spine. You want to lift your tailbone up to the ceiling and then slowly relaxing your heels, and remember external rotation of the shoulders. So opening jars with your hands, wide fingers, pushing back and gripping your mat. And then push your shoulders into the socket joint. So you feel that almost like your shoulders move away from the ears. Your neck should feel loose and relaxed between your arms, in line with your spine. And if it feels good, if you're not already doing it, you can walk the dog by just pedaling your heels and stretching nice and long through the hamstrings. Downward dog, the aim is not to try and push those heels into the mat, but rather lift the tailbone, lengthen the spine for a more supported inversion. Find stillness in your downward facing dog. Just take a few more breaths using that Ujjayi breathing. Opportunity here to engage with your pelvic floor. So squeezing your Mula Bandha about 50%. The pelvic floor muscles there. The bottom of your core. Connected to your transverse abdominis, the deeper core layer of your abdomen. Supports your back, supports all your organs, and most of the movement that you do. Bending your knees a little more, look to the top of your mat, and on your next exhale, tippy-toe your feet, tippy-toe. I think I'm the only one that uses that word. Walk your feet to the top of the mat, keeping your knees bent. Inhale for a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, bringing your hands to your shins or your knees as you lengthen through the top of the head. Aim here is a flat spine, push your shoulders away from the ears. Take a few calming breaths. This is all about opening the heart, opening the chest to get a deeper breath in. Helps with our circulation. Then bend the knee slightly and forward fold, Uttanasana, bending towards the ground. Bend the knees even more and roll the spine vertebra by vertebra, reach up to the ceiling, saluting your morning or your evening. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Just take a deep breath in. And again, side out through the mouth. Feeling strong like a mountain. Beautiful. Smile to yourself that you have arrived, that you are here for this practice, and that you're present right now. Let's start with Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutations A. Let all your air out on the exhale. Inhale with me, reach up to the ceiling, Urdhva Namaskarasana. Lift all the way nice and tall. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, hinging from the hips. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, lengthening the spine. Exhale, plant the hands and step back. Come to your knees in a low plank, push the shoulders back and lower down halfway for Chaturanga Dandasana. Now we push up through the hands. We're going to come to our elbows in this position, to a Sphinx pose or a baby cobra. Push against your elbows, pull the heart open, look up towards the sky, and take a few breaths here in baby cobra. Maybe even move the backs of your legs, just let everything behind you switch off as you lift and lengthen through the torso. Breathing here. And then take your chest to the ground, bring your hands beside your chest, push the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to lift, you're going to put your chest on the ground. We're going to just bring our knees in slightly so your tailbone is lifting. A little bit of a back arch here. And if you can, push up with the strength in your arms, push up through your hands, curl the back toes under, lift the hips for downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. 3 breaths here. Inhale deeply, lengthening the spine. Exhale, remember that external rotation. Inhale deeply. Exhale smoothly. Inhale, come to your toes, bending the knees, look forward. And on your exhale, step, jump, or hop the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen the spine for halfway lift. Beautiful. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, roll the spine, greet the day or the night, Urdhva Namaskarasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Beautiful. Inhale, reach up, Urdhva Namaskarasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Every movement translating on the breath. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank pose, full plank. Hold it here. Get that external rotation as you inhale, lengthen through the spine, come onto your toes, toes, toes. Drop the knees for low plank and come down halfway into Chaturanga. We're gonna push up through the hands, coming into upward facing dog, or you can do a baby cobra like before. We're gonna hold this pose and just kind of get a sense of what's going on here. It's a back bend, so you don't want to be slouching in your shoulders. You want your shoulders to pull away from the ears and to feel square chested. Good. You can have your thighs on the ground. The aim is to lift your thighs up off the ground, balancing on the tops of your feet. From here, take your knees to the ground if they weren't. Take your hips back, curl the toes under. Exhale, lift the hips for Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale here. Exhale deeply. Good, pushing back. Inhale and exhale. Prepare, look forward on your inhale. Bend the knees and step, jump or hop the feet forward as you exhale. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Roll the spine up, Urdhva Namaskarasana. Inhale. Exhale, Tadasana. Set 3, inhale, reach up, Urdhva Namaskarasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, take your own Chaturanga Dandasana, and on the exhale, you lower halfway down. You can take it to your knees, push up on the inhale for Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Lift the hips, push back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. 3 breaths. Inhale here. Exhale, soften as you push back. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Inhale, prepare, look forward. Bend the knees. Exhale, step, jump or hop the feet forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Namaskarasana, reach up. Exhale, Tadasana. Nice, that's Surya A, 3 sets. Maybe just roll the shoulders a little bit. Take the right hand out in front of you and pull the fingers back, stretching through your wrist. Point the fingers down, stretching across the top here. Good, nice guys, well done. Getting warmer, we're gonna come into Surya Namaskara B. Swap hands if you haven't, other side. This is where we add Utkatasana, chair pose. More like a bar stool, okay? So when you come down, you can watch what I'm doing. We're gonna come down into Utkatasana, touching our fingers on the ground. And when we lift our torso, you come up slightly so that you're more activating from your glutes rather than relying a lot of load on your knees. So you adjust for yourself in your chair. Yeah? Okay, great. So standing as mountains, back into Tadasana. Spread the toes, plant yourself, feel tall and activated. Exhale, let all your air out. Inhale here in Tadasana. Exhale, coming down, take your fingertips down to your heels, just brushing the floor. Inhale, lift up for Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. You know this part of the sequence. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, step back and take your version of Chaturanga Dandasana, lowering down halfway. Inhale, push up for Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. That's a big word. Upward facing dog. Exhale, lift the hips, push back for downward dog and bring your feet together as you exhale. Inhale, raise the right leg to the sky for a 3-legged dog. We're gonna hold it here and take a nice big inhale. Exhale, push back a little more and feel the stretch through that left hamstring. Inhale, bring that right foot between your hands and place it into a low lunge. Drop the back knee. Nice. On your next inhale, reach up, low lunge warrior. Feels good, that stretch. Bring your hands to your heart center and just allow that left hip to stretch nice and long. Perfect. Balance and breathe. Exhale, take the hands down into the lunge and come into your plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Push up through the hands, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, and bring the feet together. Raise the left leg on the inhale. Breathe here, exhale. Inhale deeply. Look between the hands and bring the left foot into low lunge. Inhale, lift the torso. Low lunge warrior, bring your hands to your heart center and just breathe in the lunge, letting that part of the body lengthen. Nice. As you exhale, take your hands down, step back into plank. We're going to breathe into our plank. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana for 3 breaths. Inhale deeply. Exhale smoothly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, prepare, look forward, bending your knees, step, jump, or hop the feet forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Bending into your chair as you exhale at the same time. Inhale, lift for Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. And at the same time, keep going all the way back down to your heels. Same exhale. Inhale, Utkatasana. We keep on flowing. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, step, jump, or hop back for Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Little bit faster. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bring the feet together. Inhale, raise the right leg. Exhale, bring it through to a full warrior 1. Drop the back heel. 45-degree angle at the back. Inhale, when you're ready, lift the torso into Virabhadrasana 1. I nearly didn't get that word out. Virabhadrasana. Holding your Virabhadrasana. Now, if this feels too much on the ankle, balancing, you can lift the heel, and that will give you a little bit more forward access. You can even grab a chair, okay, or a wall. Just lifting into your lunge. So you can decide, the aim is to get those hips front facing, straighten that back leg. Yeah, we're holding the lunge. Getting our alignment right. Breathe in, lengthen. And then look to the ground, and on your exhale, step back to plank. Hold the plank. Lengthen your spine, inhale. You know it, Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bring the feet together. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, bring it through to your full lunge. Drop the back heel, 45 degrees. Virabhadrasana 1, inhale. Nice, guys. Breathe here. Find your alignment. Left knee is in above the ankle, and your knees in line with your second and third toe. Hips pointing forward. And relax the shoulders. Just feel space in the upper body as your legs do all the work. Nice. Breathe. Inhale. On your exhale, come to plank. Holding your plank, get your alignment on your inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. 3 beautiful breaths. Inhale. Lift the tailbone, and as you exhale, push back, external rotation. Inhale here. Exhale, softening the body. Inhale, prepare, look forward. Exhale, step, jump, or hop the feet forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Sitting in your chair at the same time, inhale, lift up for Utkatasana. Exhale, Tadasana. There's one more set. It will go quicker. As we exhale, come back down towards your heels. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Same sequence. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back to your Chaturanga. Push up, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Bring the feet together. Raise the right leg. Inhale. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Inhaling as you lift your torso. We keep going. Exhale, Chaturanga. Step back into the plank and lower. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Bring those feet together. Left side. Inhale, raise the left leg. Control the movement. Bring it forward into Virabhadrasana 1. Inhaling with your torso. Beautiful. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, 3 breaths. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Nice, guys. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Feel the release as you land in this posture. Inhaling. And exhaling. Bending the knees. Look to the top of the mat. Inhale first. And on your exhale, step, jump, or hop the feet forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Bending the knees, sitting in your chair. Inhale for Utkatasana. And exhale, stand, Tadasana, mountain pose. Beautiful. Bring one hand to your diaphragm, the other to your heart. Even closing your eyes here. Connect in with what you feel. Your heart beating. Your breath awakened. The sweat in your body. Expelling, detoxing, purging. Unraveling. Release your hands. Feel free to have a wipe, have a drink if you need it. And I'll meet you in downward facing dog when you're ready. Take your time. Oh yeah. And have your slippery object, your little plastic slider or your socks kind of close by. While we're in downward dog, it's a good opportunity to think if you've got a little bit of space behind you. We are going to fold our mats anyway, so we have more space. But here we are in a familiar yoga pose, probably one of the basic foundational poses, where when you first begin it feels like a trial, you know, like how can yoga be so hard? Why is this pose even used? You know, why is this pose used? And then it becomes the thing, like, yeah, I can do downward facing dog. We're gonna change it. So feel what your hands are doing now, how they grip the mat, how they externally rotate as you lift the hips. If you're on your elbows, notice that grip as well. And then come down to your knees, bring them as wide as your mat or wider than your hips, and come back into Balasana, child's pose. Taking your weight off your hands, bringing your forehead to the mat, relaxing your shoulders. Just catch yourself in this restful pose. Engage with that Ujjayi breath to reconnect awareness of your prana, life force, and that breath. Gently lift your head up, bringing your body up onto your heels, lifting up like you're sitting, and find your jazzy socks. Let's put them on. If you don't need socks and you're using plastic, saves you a step. I was a bit excited to put these socks on tonight. Yeah. Oh, no one's gonna miss my feet. Okay, so some of you, if you've done yoga with me before, you might have done a slippery practice. If you haven't, it doesn't make it easier, but it does engage a lot of little muscles that we don't notice, that we use to hold ourselves, to grip ourselves, and to maintain a posture. So what I'm going to invite you to do now is just be careful you don't slip over, because it is, test them out, a bit slippery. And then we're going to just roll our mat halfway back. So you have, I guess, half a mat that your hands can still sit on and hopefully not slip on. You can test this out with me. We're going to start our first pose in plank by pushing up into our comfortable plank, wrists comfortable. If you're on your knees, that's fine. It's probably going to hurt, but you do want to feel this slipperiness. So test it out. Have a little go in your plank by just seeing how slippery you can get, and then join me in a bit of like a mountain climber. Yeah, this is totally gonna work your core. You're absolutely gonna feel it. So just take a few of these. You don't wanna die here, but have a feel, and then come into table pose. It works, right? Are you sliding? If you can't slide, or you're just on a mat and you're holding plank, then that's fine too. Lift yourself up and just shake out your hands. Bring your hands to your shoulders again and just roll out your shoulders. Because it is a lot of holds. Your shoulders are the ones doing all the work and your core, okay? Relax your hands. This time it's Adho Mukha Svanasana with a slippery foot. So when you're ready, come into your plank, and then using the slip of your feet, push up through your hands, slide your feet forward, lifting your hips up, and come into downward facing dog. Notice how your shoulders start squeezing towards your neck. So push your shoulders away and try and find, instead of bringing your feet really close to find that you've got more balance, slide your feet out to a good normal downward facing dog position. And when they feel like they're just about to slide out from you, squeeze your thighs on, engage the legs, grip with your toes, relax your shoulders away from your ears, plug them into your shoulder socket, and notice what your legs and your shoulders are doing. Notice the hot energy building more. We're not even moving. Your muscles are just contracting and working hard for you. This foundational posture becomes something other. Breathe. And if you can, slide your feet back into plank and then slide your toes in to a little squat. And if you can't come into your squat, you can just kind of froggy sit. That's fine. Otherwise, you're with me holding this pose. Okay, breathe here. Still, our legs are working here. We're holding in a squat. Roll the shoulders back and down. And let's come back into our slippery dog. Push the feet back into your plank. Lift the hips and come into downward facing dog. Trying to make every transition smooth. Take some deep breaths. Become aware of where you're gripping. Maybe even slide your feet back a little more. And feel your core turn on in order to stabilize you. Grip the mat with those fingers. If you're not feeling wobbles, maybe slide your feet back a little bit more. Breathe. Bring yourself back to your full plank. Inhale in plank. And then exhale, slide those feet back into your little yogi squat. Yeah. You okay? If you just land on your bum and you're like, I did it, then that's great. That's awesome. All about little strength here, all about little muscles. So how do we make this easier? My answer is you don't. With practice and practice, your muscles get stronger and it gets easier. Well, easier. And I think that's the same with any slippery time in our lives. Doesn't matter what level of difficulty, it's still a challenge. But there's things we can do to practice and help us along the way. And so this is what yoga is. This is the great work. It's nice to play with and meditate on the concept and work our bodies and bring us into that space. So we're gonna play. Come back to plank when you're ready, slippery feet. Let's create some drills here in plank. If you're on your elbows, because that feels better for your wrists, a tip is to bring your hands together so you push into your hands and push against your elbows. Okay, so options are there for you. What we're gonna do right now is take the left foot out. Let's come over it a little bit. Left foot out to the side. Doesn't have to be all the way. You don't have to split yourself in half, but if you can, push up through your shoulders and slide that left foot out. Breathe here as you hold it and straighten both legs. Push up through the toes. Woo! Bring that left foot back. Take the knees down and raise your torso up to the ceiling. Inhale, release the arms. Exhale, take your hands back down. Other side, come back into your plank. Inhale deeply. Exhale, take the right leg out to the side. Good. Lift up through the toes, push up through the hands. Squeeze your pelvic floor, guys. Balance and breathe. Exhale, slide it back into your plank and lower the knees. Whew. Release your hands, lift up, reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, side out. Shake it out. Bring your hands to your elbows and roll it out. Nice, guys. You're all sliding so good. Thank you for indulging me in this and my avocado socks. Okay, nice stretch now. How we use the socks to access some nicer stretches. So, on your mat, bring your right knee on your mat and spread your left leg back nice and straight. Bring your hands down under your shoulders if you've got enough room there. You can also do this on your elbows. It's up to you. And from here, we're just gonna slide that back leg back to get a little bit more stretch here through the hip flexor and also your inner groin. So support yourself here, lifting tall. This is almost like a lunge. If it feels nice to drop the back foot, you can. Otherwise, flex the muscles and stretch. Sorry? Show us front on. Front on? Like this? Is it just because of the angle of the leg? Oh, it's not pigeon. We're not pigeoning. We can, we will, but not yet. Only focusing on this hip flexor. Yeah. From here, your hands are under your shoulders. Grip the mat, nice wide fingers. Push up and see if you can come into downward facing dog again. Oh, we love a slippery dog. Now, I wonder if you can safely find your dog, bring your feet together, and raise the right leg. Oh, feel the strength of everything going on. Try and straighten that right leg, Balance and breathe. Option is even just to lift it a little way off the ground. It doesn't have to be so tall. Whoop. And come back into full dog. This time taking the left knee and bringing it on your mat. Sliding that back leg behind you. Stretching through the other side. Bit of a different vinyasa flow, but a hard one. Enjoy that stretch through the right hip flexor. Breathe. You know what's coming, so breathe. Use that Ujjayi breath. Test it out, see if it helps you focus and helps you use those deeper core muscles when you're exhaling. Wrists are under shoulders, wide fingers, push up through the hands first, draw the shoulders back away from the ears, and then lift back into your downward facing dog. Feet coming together. Find your poise in the asana. And when you're able, lift the left leg for a three-legged dog. Working hard. Notice your lower abdominals working to hold you there. Squeeze with your pelvic floor, support with your inner core. Calling on fire tonight. Woo. Come back to downward facing dog. Come into your full plank. Now, option is to just take your knees down to the ground and come into child's pose. Otherwise, I'm going to keep working with me. So full plank, we're going to slide our feet up, trying to stack our shoulders more over our wrists onto our toes. You can bend your knees here. You can see the shape that I'm creating. And then we're going to slide them back into our plank. Oh, you got it. Try again on your exhale. Slide the feet in, lifting the hips, bending the knees on your toes. And then exhale, slide back into your plank. Take the knees down and rest in child's pose, coming off your wrists. Relax your forehead down. Now you can do that on your elbows as well if your wrists are not available, because that is a lot of strength work in the joint. So maybe just rotate your wrists around here, giving a little moment to stretch or shake them out. And if you weren't sure what I was kind of doing then just take the moment to have a look. So these kind of drills change the paradigm of shoulder work, because as you're pushing, you're lifting your hips and activating your core, and the position of your joint changes. So this is the plank, and this is downward dog. But what we're aiming to do is bring our shoulders over our wrists and our hips higher. So it's a different pose altogether. It's almost like a handstand. So from here, you'll be in your plank, shoulders are stacked over your wrists, and you're aiming to keep them there. As you bring your feet in and pull up through your core, you can bend the knees to give yourself a little more access to lift the hips, and then push back and slide out. And then come onto your knees and shake it out. That's the belly burn, the shoulder burn, the sweat accumulator. It's great. Let's try it. Just for your birthday, Josh. When you're ready, coming into your plank, I'm gonna try this on my elbows because I know Nick's probably doing more on her elbows. Same thing, it's just more of a dolphin formation. So you're coming into your plank, your full plank or your forearm plank. Shoulders are stacked over your wrists or elbows. And then you're lifting those hips up as you slide in, coming onto your toes, pushing the shoulders away from the ears, and then sliding the feet back into your plank. And if you still have the energy, try it again on your exhale. Lift those hips up. And then on the exhale, slide the feet out and release it by coming into child's pose. Taking your arms beside your calves, beside your legs.
Relax the shoulders and just be here for a moment.
When you're ready, coming back up onto your knees or onto your seat, just creating, lifting up. My heart's still beating quite fast. Feel free to have a drink and a wipe. We're gonna create one more playful pose. We're gonna stretch first into our groin a little bit and see if we can access it. And I'm gonna invite you to take your mat out and take your socks off. Yay! People are like, that was horrible. Oh. That was great. Well done, guys. Thank you for joining me in my avocado socks. Find yourselves in Baddha Konasana, bound angle. And just flap your wings. Have a little moment here to stretch and breathe. Oh, I've got sock fluff everywhere. Nice, Mick. Lifting tall, again, grabbing onto your ankles, pull against your ankles to stretch across your shoulders. So imagine that as you pull against your ankles, that's creating a stretch across the top. Lengthening your spine, pulling your chest forward. And then with that nice long spine, you can walk your hands down towards your toes and just gently pull your torso forward. Taking your face to the ground if you get there. Otherwise, just enjoying the stretch. Releasing your spine as you fold. Nice, guys. Take a few calming breaths. Gently lift your torso up. Take the right leg out away from you and bring your left foot towards your pubic bone there in your crotch. I don't know if there was no nice way of saying it. I tried, yeah, doesn't matter. We're gonna bend the knee first. I wanna stretch into our lower back. We're gonna slide our right arm inside the thigh and hold onto the outer edge of the foot. Pushing our hand into our pulling on the foot, but pushing the foot into the hand. Feel what that does as you lengthen the leg on your left hip or lower back. Then raise the left arm up, creating some length here. Seeing if you can slide your right heel out a little more. Taking your left arm over your head without collapsing the chest. So push your right arm against the thigh to open the chest. And take it over. Nice. Breathe. And if that feels good and you have more flexibility, then release the leg all the way down, push the leg into the ground, bring your toes towards your face, open the chest and lean further into the stretch. Beautiful. Hamstrings. Inhale, take the arm up first and just let the torso follow the left arm up. Roll the shoulders a few times. Feel good. Feel grounded. Feel sweaty. Swap over. Take the other foot in. Bend the left knee up, flexing the toes towards your face. Slide your left arm inside the left leg, grabbing onto the outer edge of your foot. Pushing your foot into the hand, already start to feel your lower back stretch. And push your arm that's on the leg, push into it to open the chest. Twisted rotation, raise the right arm. Breathe in, lengthen the spine here. And on the exhale, take the arm over. Beautiful stretch. Guarantee if you did this every day, hip pain, back pain, knee pain, all connected to that tight back as we sit in our cars and sit on our chairs. It will help. Won't cure, but it will help. See if you can slide that heel out, and if you can, push the leg down into the floor and stretch a little deeper. Janu Shirshasana. Inhale, lift, letting the right arm come up and your torso follow. And just shake it out. Take both legs out, give it a little shake. Nice. Okay, so fun poses. I haven't done this one for a while, but I thought, you know, it's Josh's birthday. We might as well play with an advanced posture and see where you go, because you're 35 and yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit on our left hip, just comfortably sitting there, bringing the right knee up. And we're gonna take our right shoulder in towards that thigh. So we can kind of crunch here, kind of push in with your left hand, getting that shoulder in, and take your right arm underneath your leg. Yeah. If you're at this point, good. If you can't get to this point and you're just like, I can't pretzel myself, I encourage you to just continue with that side stretch, okay? Otherwise, if you're here, then that's a great start. From here, we're gonna lengthen our body tall and just lift that leg nice and straight, balancing here. If you can't straighten the leg, then you're just pulling that knee towards your shoulder. You're balancing on your left hand and your left hip, and just feel what that's like. You look great, yeah? Holding onto the ankle, just stretching through it. Paul, you look fantastic. Look at you. Like, where did that leg come from? Beautiful. Awesome. Bending the leg back down, keeping that arm hooked around. This is where we need a little bit of space in front of us. Okay, from here, this little bottom leg is gonna hook onto the ankle of the other foot. So you're really kind of hooked like this. So have a little play in our pretzel right now. Okay, if you know where I'm going, then you know where I'm going. Okay. From here, we're going to come up onto, I guess you can't do this with your feet hooked, but we're gonna bring our right arm onto the mat, like this. Oh, I think I'm doing this wrong. I am doing this wrong. I knew I'm doing this wrong. So we're gonna unhook that hand. I've got to do this right, hold on. Yes, hook, let go of the arm, just hook the legs. I'm getting this. This time the arm comes on the inside, but hooks underneath the left leg. This is so hard on Zoom. It means that the right leg can rest on the back of the right arm, like this, okay? Does that make sense? Is everyone following me? This is my pose. I'm just gonna show you what it looks like so you know where we're going. I bring that right shoulder into the leg. My right arm is down underneath both legs, and I'm gonna lift, using the strength of my feet, lift my belly and my torso off the ground as I squeeze, leaning over and extending into a bit of a hover, just playing with the pose. So if I show that again, bring that right shoulder into the thigh, bringing that right hand underneath both legs, stretching both legs out, bringing ourselves into a chaturanga position, balancing and stretching the legs out into this balance. And just play, because I'm going to give you some tips with where you're at. And if this is too hard on your wrists, maybe you can play with a baby, what's the bird? Crow? Baby crane. So you could play with that arm balance instead, just to protect your wrists. Nice. tip is to squeeze your elbows closer to your torso. Yeah, it kind of gives you a little bit more support than your scapula trying to push from a very extended part of the shoulder joint. And stretch your legs longer, because the more weight that comes out in front of you will help you go forward. So I'll just show what I'm seeing if you want to have a watch, because you're really all so close, but it's like a new way of balancing and playing in the body. So you're bringing your body in, hands are coming down, your left elbow tends to wing. When you push, you want it close to the body like this, like a chaturanga. Otherwise you feel too wobbly on your wrist. So the arms come in, you lift your torso up, arms come close to the body, and if you extend the legs out as much as you can, keep sliding off my arm, you start to get a little bit more balance and lift, yeah, kind of thing. So it's a weight play as much as a strength play, balance. I think we should try the other side, yeah? So, coming onto the right hip, we're gonna stretch out the back again, bringing our leg out to the side, taking our shoulder into the left thigh. And this might be an easier side for you, it might be a harder side for you, but otherwise we're stretching nice and long. Take the left arm underneath the leg and lift up. This might be where you are. Stretching here, support yourself with your right hand as you lean on the hip and lengthen the left leg. Nice, Paul. So good. It's so beautiful to see you all. Chris, your leg looks so long. Nice, Josh. And blow it out like a candle. Sorry, my sense of humor is so weird tonight. Breathe nice and long, stretch it tall, and take it down. Coming into the other side. This time I'll announce it a little better. So cross the ankles over, bring that left shoulder in to the inner left thigh, and your left hand comes underneath the right leg. Got it this time. Both hands coming down, give yourself room to come forward with your body. Instead of thinking you're lifting, your face comes towards the ground. So we lift onto our feet. Keep your arms close to the body as you balance and extend the legs out, squeezing on the back of the arm. Draw the shoulders away from the ear. And plop the hips on the ground when you've had a play. Have another go if you want. I'm tapping that one out for me. And when you're ready, come into Balasana or Child's Pose, just to relax the back nice and long. On your inhale, feel your chest rise. Imagine it stretching across your back. And exhaling, softening into your hips. Take some calming breaths. Take your hands to your tailbone, clasp your hands behind you on your back. Keep your wrists together as you lift your wrists away from your back, stretching through the chest and the shoulders. Breathe here. And then open the wrists, keeping the fingers clasped. And if you can lift your arms a little more, not too high, just to stretch through the deltoids, through your shoulders. And then release your arms by your sides, relaxing them on the floor.
And when you're ready,
Bring your torso up, come onto your bottoms, on your mat. Final poses. And slowly bring yourself onto your back. Oh, nice. It was definitely a sigh of relief tonight. A lot of little muscles working hard. And when you're ready, come into happy baby by lifting your feet to the ceiling, bringing your arms on the inside of your legs and catching your feet on the outside. And just coming into your happy baby, rocking from side to side. Allowing the body to calm and open. I'm going to take us into one more strong stretch to end our practice. Not a strength pose, it's an inversion. We're going to come into shoulder stand, but there's steps to take. You don't have to go all the way. So step one, bring your feet on your mat, knees are raised, feet are on the mat. Take your palms face down and bring your arms close to your sides, rolling if you can onto the outer edges of your shoulders slightly, squeezing your shoulder blades together. And see if you can walk your heels in just so you can feel them with your fingertips. From here on your exhale, tuck your tailbone under, so curl your pubic bone towards your ribs and lift your hips up into a bridge pose. Breathe here in bridge. This is the first step. See if I can get this. Just holding your bridge. And then lower your hips back to the mat. So that's step one. That's where you can begin the posture. Step two is we're going to come into plow pose. This is where we take the feet over our head and a lot of the weight goes onto your neck or your cervical spine. So in order to protect that, don't fling your legs fast right behind you. If your feet don't touch the ground, that's okay. And we're going to support our lower backs with our hands. So first step, let's just find that spot for our hands. Lift the hips into your bridge and then bring your hands underneath your back. You have to lift really high, maybe even come onto your toes to lift your hips higher as you roll onto the back of your arms and your hands find your back. With your hands here, see if you can push your heels back onto the mat. It's a really good release for the spine. And to have your pelvis so supported, you start to feel a little bit more length through your torso. This is your first kind of stronger part of a shoulder stand. From here, lower the hips, everybody, so you can come into that pose. Otherwise, palms come face down. We're going to curl the knees into the chest, and with gentle momentum, take the feet over the head into plow pose. If you're not sure what plow is, you can just have a look on the screen. And what I do to support a bit of space between my chin and my chest, and that I'm not balancing on my neck or on my cervical spine, I want to roll onto the outer edges of my shoulders and push a little bit with the backs of my arms. Bringing my hands to my lower back in plow, and then raise the left leg up to the sky. Make sure your hands are on your lower back as you raise the right leg to the sky. Balancing on the back of your arms, try and lift the hips higher, creating a long line in your body. Breathing here in shoulder stand, inversion. Heart is higher than your head. Great circulation. And if your legs aren't here, you can take it back to the other poses that we did in bridge. And slowly, if you can, as you exhale, lower the feet back down over your head, slowly balancing with your legs, taking them behind your head. Then taking your arms out straight behind you, palms face down, see if you can slowly, vertebra by vertebra, without lifting your head or your shoulders, lower your back all the way down onto the mat. Slow and controlled, using the strength of your core to lower all the way down. And as your legs get to the sky, your back has landed, keep your shoulders planted as you exhale and slowly lower the legs down to the ground. Using your core, exhale, nice and controlled. That's fantastic, guys. And when you arrive, just relax. Let all the muscles turn off for a moment. Wow. I feel like we just wrung out the system, hey? Nice work. Let's cactus the arms. Take both arms out by your sides, palms face down. Bring your knees back up, feet flat on the ground. And cross the left leg over the right leg. Option is to double cross, so you can Garuda your legs, hooking the left foot under the right calf, but you don't have to. Keep those shoulders, pushing them, opening them flat onto the mat. Take your legs over to the right. As you exhale, look to the left and twist. Nice. A few breaths here. Inhale back to center, lift the knees back up. And as you exhale, unhook the legs, raising the right leg to the ceiling, crossing it over the left, and then hooking it under the calf if you wish. Square your shoulders, pushing them flat into the mat. And exhale, take the legs to the left as you look to the right. Inhale, lift the knees back to center. Unhook the legs and take a deep stretch, raising your hands above your head, pulling your toes away from you. Tense all the muscles, maybe squeeze your face, point your toes. And then sigh yourself into Shavasana, taking the feet a little wider than your hips. Palms face up by your sides. Closing your eyes. You've got lights on and you want to switch them off for the final few minutes of relaxation, you can. Just enjoying the space. you unravel and disappear. Slowly going to bring you back into this presence, back into your body, back into this space. I invite you to take a more conscious inhale, noticing your chest rise with the breath, imagining it's coming in like a wave to the shore. When you exhale, sigh it out through your mouth like a wave rolling back into the sea. Feeling that sense of peace as you do when you see the ocean rolling in and rolling out. Maybe gently turn your palms face down onto the ground so you can feel the temperature, the texture beneath your hands. Maybe roll your toes or your ankles, bringing your feet, your legs closer together, sliding your hands above your head and coming into a little stretch. And sighing it out, bringing your hands back by your sides or onto your tummy and your chest. I invite you to open your eyes here, letting the light back in, maybe giving your face a rub, across your forehead, around your temples, around your cheeks, behind your ears, and your jaw and your chin. Rolling onto one side of the body gently. And take your time as you slowly lift yourself back to a seated position. Just relaxing your shoulders back away. Your body has done a lot for you in this practice. All those little muscles, I'd love to know how they feel for you over the next few days and where that engagement or that muscle use lies. Just message and say, Yep, shoulders. Yep, glutes. Yep, my ribs. Just let me know. I'm sure I'll feel it too. So when you're ready, with gratitude for this practice, and thank you for your company, we're going to take a deep breath in, hold your breath at the top, inhale, reach up to the ceiling, take it with a smile of thanks, holding your breath. Then as we let go, slide out through the mouth, exhaling here. Bring your hands to your heart center. Thank you for your energy and your effort. I bow to you, and happy birthday, Josh. Namaste. Thanks for joining me for slippery, challenging yoga.